It has been an eventful few days, hasn't it? But I suppose all we can do now is wait for word from Alphinaud. I don't recall the last time I had nothing pressing to be getting on with. We should probably make the most of it. Shall I put on some tea? Tea would be lovely. You may regale me with your tale of your adventures in the Far East, and of your encounter with this new primal especially. I'll put the kettle on then. That table looks free if you'd like to take a seat. Interesting. So this Tsukuyomi was summoned in so much the same manner as Susano, by the medium of a sacred relic. That's right. They believe their gods, or kami, reside in physical objects. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalog of such relics. But, if we are to contain the threat, we will require better understanding of the summoning method itself. I believe I shall pay a visit to Doma and learn what I can on the subject. A fine idea. And I know for a fact that our friends at Doma would be grateful for any information which could help prevent further summoning in the region. I will pen you a letter of introduction. Lord Hien will wish to welcome our resident expert in etherology. Greetings. Could it be that in time for tea? It certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us how your investigation went. After you left, I went about questioning Bloodhoe's gravekeepers. They all told us much the same story. Once Lisa and her officers had confirmed Xenos dead, his corpse was interred under strict supervision. There seems little reason to doubt their testimony on that point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos' grave, accounts grew rather more vague. None reported to have seen any suspicious persons in the vicinity, and all assumed the act to have been perpetrated by a vengeful Alamigan. Crucially, however, I was able to confirm that when the offending scrawl was removed as per Lisa's instruction, no one involved thought to check the contents of the coffin. By that stage, it is like the corpse was already missing. Assuming Xenos has not in fact risen from the dead, we are left with two possibilities. Either their body was disposed of to lend credence to the claims of an extremely committed impostor, or an Ascian has taken residence within it. If Asahi was as fervent as a devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation, however committed. We must assume that we are dealing with an Ascian and proceed accordingly. Agreed. The question is, how many more such monsters are waiting for Alphinaud and Garlemald? Their presence was his chief reason for going. He understood the risk. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Master Alphinaud, we're making good speed towards our destination. Is aught amiss? Nay, 'tis just I can see naught from my cabin, and I was curious to know what the land for which we flew. I'm afraid our military craft are built with little thought for such niceties. I'm happy to indulge your curiosity, however. We're presently passing over the burn on the western edge of Othard. Even with the benefit of a porthole, your gaze would have been greeted with naught but moms upon moms of lifeless earth. I have read something of the burn. It's described as a desolate wasteland, blood dry of every last drop of ether. Aye, it is believed that the succession of icon summonings was responsible. When Emperor Solus first came to Othard and veiled his blight, he said to have revealed the scale of the devastation. He declared icons a threat to our star's existence, and he issued an empire-wide decree ordering the eradication of such entities. Report. Under attack, sir. Magitech armor. No visible designation. Magitech? But who? Ugh! All cannons, return fire. Damage report. Main reactor's been hit. Helms are unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it. They knew exactly where to hit us. All hands, brace for impact. Glad to have you back, Master Alphinaud. We have landed in one piece, more or less. But the air filtration system is damaged, and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we still can. Aye, aye. Master Alphinaud, might I actually ask you to search for survivors? I will see to our injured helmsman. My thanks. I don't think I would have made it. Yes, you very likely saved his life. The question of who would try to take it remains, however. But these last few are their misery. The prince wishes none left alive. The prince. They've not come to parley, I fear. Ready your weapons. Confound it! Not here. Not like this. What? Who in the Emperor's name? Enemies of our enemies. Introductions can wait. You are calm in a crisis, Master Alphinaud. Let us finish this, then. defy the Emperor. That man is a fiend. Cross formation. Deploy restraints. Bah. My thanks, Pooh. My thanks. Your intervention proved most timely. Well, well. I did not think to meet an Arisian in this place, let alone a scion. You know of me, sir. I have some small history with your order. But I would speak of the present. Know you your assailants, and the severity of your predicament. The soldiers bore the insignia of the Emperor's personal guard. And I could venture a guess as to the motive. But you have us at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the asking. As for our purpose, let this be your answer. An Asian mask. The face of our prey. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. Even if we should manage the long trek out of the burning secure passage of the capital, we would no doubt be greeted without the Emperor's guard. Indeed, we accept your gracious offer. Shadowhunter will suffice for the present. Come. This is intolerable. But as much as I wish it were otherwise, there's nothing we can do for Alphinaud now but pray for his success. Well, that's not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Golemog from the east, I can make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Emperor's western provinces. Then I'm coming with you. I can't very well sit here and speak tea if there's action to be taken. Forgive me, Alice, but the provinces are hostile territory, and stealth is all important. It is safer I go alone. I can sneak well enough when the situation demands it. Don't patronize me. We should leave this to Thancred. Not you, too. I understand your frustration, Alice, but Daniel has the right of it. We must defer to Thancred's expertise on this matter. Fine. Just promise you'll be careful. Well, I best put on my skulky boots. There'll be no room for mistakes once I've crossed the border from Alamigo. I've seen her brother bicker about Sal's siblings too, but she worries for him nonetheless. 'Twould be a kindness if he would visit from time to time and distract her from her cares. It seems they'll be praying with extend my contribution after all, but I'll stay behind as I've been bid. We all have our talents. Mine just happen to involve a silver tongue and soft souls. Promise to send word the moment I learn out of consequence. See that you notify me too. I mean to depart for Doma as soon as I find a suitable East Alphinaud vessel to bear me thither. But I shall be returned if I am needed. Be sure to drop in whenever you're next in the area, Daniel. With any luck, I'll have a painfully detailed report from Alphinaud to share. Oh, Daniel, if you come coming for news, I'm afraid there isn't any. Everything is exactly as it was. Istolo is still investigating primals in the Far East. Thancred is still gathering intelligence with the Imperial provinces, and Alphinaud is still out there somewhere. There's been no word since his first scheduled report, nor does he respond to calls. All the while, I'm just meant to sit around here waiting. It's driving me mad. Begging your pardon, it's a bearer message from the Ariorsian Alliance. Thank the gods for that. We have a visitor. Welcome to the Rising Stones. If you have a message, I'd be most eager to hear it. My lady, the Alliance leadership will soon convene to discuss the matter of the Ascian interference, and they humbly request the presence of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Having assessed the intelligence provided by the Alamigan resistance concerning the whereabouts of Xenos' remains, they too suspect Ascian involvement and wish to deliberate a suitable course of action. As the foremost authorities on our foe, your Order's counsel will be most welcome. Of course, we should be glad to assist in whatever way we can. With almost everyone else afield, I'd say this one falls on us, by which I mean, I'm not going on my own. You'll come with me, I trust. Of course I will. There you have it. We accept the invitation. Thank you. Time and date of the meeting will be shared in due course, but I can confirm that the council will take place in Alamigo. By your leave. I somehow doubt we'll have anything useful to offer, but standing mutely at a meeting will be better than nothing that I've been doing late. Let's make ready to depart, shall we? Thancred? What's going on, man? Alright, just be careful on the road back, you hear? Did I hear that right, Rio? Is Thancred coming back? Aye, that he is. He says he's acquired some important intelligence. Being in Golan territory, though, he can risk sharing particulars in case the Imperials will listen to him. So he said he'd head back as quick as he could and make sure someone is waiting for him at the Alamigan Court. Understood. Daniel and I will go. We're bound for Alamigo anyway, and there's sure to be time before the council begins. Come on, let's be off. There's no doubt your talent for espionage, but the journey is long and the borders heavily regarded. You did well to make it back in one piece. You two are a sword for sore eyes. Now, all I need is water for my parched throat. Fetch me a cup, will you? Trips into Imperial territory is thirsty work.
Gods, I needed that.
I won't bother telling you to catch your breath. Whatever brought you galloping back to us, I assume it's urgent.
Quite. Without further ado, then. After the successful uprisings in Doma and Alamigo, rebels in several other provinces were inspired to follow suit. Unfortunately, they did not fare quite so well. The Dalmascans paid the heaviest price. For their defiance, the Emperor made a show of razing their capital to the ground, prompting many of their neighbors to abandon thoughts of resistance. But not all have given up on liberty. Heartened by the news of Doma's prisoner exchange, some still believe that the Empire may one day be amenable to negotiation. We have the shinobi to thank for spreading the good word. They have worked tirelessly to keep the subjugated informed, and a little knowledge can go a long way.
There is at least a spark of hope, then.
A spark in want of kindling, yes. The Alliance has already begun supplying materiel to resistance movements abroad, many of whom would otherwise struggle to continue the fight. The support effort has been led by the Sultana and the Elder Seedseer, who have both seen enough Alamigan refugees to know the consequences of oppression. And for their troubles, they have quickly earned a reputation as folk heroes in certain corners of the Empire. That is all for the provinces. As for the Garlean motherland itself, our friends the Populares have suffered something of a setback, I regret to say. Talk is rife that Doma has summoned a primal, and the Empire's more liberal voices are being drowned out in the fearful clamor for retribution.
And who do they think orchestrated this summoning?
Oh, any but those truly responsible. Xenos has seen to that. Speaking of whom, the Crown Prince is recovering remarkably well. Well enough, in fact, to enable him to personally tour the provinces, putting the fear of the Emperor into the hearts of any would-be dissidents.
He walks in plain sight, and none suspect him. Then it's as we feared.
Yes. An Ascian wears his skin. But it was not that which brought me here in such haste. During my time in the provinces, I learned many things. Yet at no point did I hear any report of a Doman emissary in the capital.
But Alphinaud should have arrived by now. Could they be holding in there in secret?
The possibility did cross my mind, but I have reason to believe he never reached his destination. As you know, Scions assigned to covert operations, such as Riol and myself, are issued special link pearls for communication in the event of an emergency. I mention this because it was originally Alphinaud's task to coordinate the response at headquarters, meaning he has one. And whose voice should I hear when mine recently crackled to life?
You spoke with Alphinaud?
Spoke with? No. I but heard his voice, and none too clearly at that. 2 words were all I could make out. The burn.
The wasteland on the edge of Otherd. Something must have happened to them there. There's no time to waste. We must make for the burn at once.
I had a feeling you might say that.
And? I can't very well sit around here drinking tea if Alphinaud's in trouble. You said yourself that this link pill was only to be used in emergencies. So I'm going, and that's the end of it.
Oh, far be it from me to change your minds.
I will leave the two of you on to your task and see to my own. Though I am to neglect making preparations at the council, we must act swiftly before Alphinaud's trail goes cold. Proposing first pay Hien a visit. He's sure to want to hear about these developments, and he may well be able to advise us on how to best reach the bird. A sound plan. And he stole us in Doma, is she not? Dare say she'd join you in the search if you ask her nicely. While you see to all that, I shall go and report my findings to the Alliance. You may leave any preparations for the Council to me. Thank you, Tancred. Right, to Doma then. We have much and more to share with Y'shtola. As much as I would like to visit Doma, we'll have to wait. 12 speed you on your way. Oh, and give my regards to Y'shtola. That is curious indeed. While other matters demand my attention at present, I shall bear what you have told me in mind. Should you notice any change, do not hesitate to seek me out. Thank you, my lady. You are most kind. Well, well, two faces from the dim and distant past. Come now, it hasn't been that long. Who was that you were speaking with? A local miner who supplies crystals for the rebuilding effort. Of late, he claims to have struggled to find the crystal with so much as a trace of elemental energy. Upon learning that I had some knowledge of ether, he came seeking my counsel. Just now he brought me one of his recent finds. It is precisely as it described, devoid of elemental energy, and eerily reminiscent of the de-aspected crystals that manifested in Eorzea in the days prior to the calamity. We would be wise to investigate this phenomenon more closely. Indeed. But on a more positive note, the locals seem to have taken a liking to you. More an interest than a liking to, I think. The sight of a Mikote with a peculiar contraption upon her head has a certain novelty value in these parts. Any actual regard they may have for me, I owe wholly to you and the others who came before. Everyone here has been exceedingly cooperative, and I am pleased to report that I have all but concluded my investigation. Simply put, by focusing one's will upon an ether-infused object of worship, it is possible to conduct a summoning. So, the fact that they are objects of worship is the key? They are themselves sufficed with the requisite belief? Correct. Such sacred relics as the Kojin collect to obviate the needs for religious fervor in the summoner, Yatsuyu being the most obvious example. She had but to associate the artifact given to her by Asahi with the divine, and it seemed to amplify her desires and give them form. A form nourished from the power of the crystals also provided by her brother, and thus was Tsukuyomi brought into being. Which brings me to the question of preventative measures, to which I have yet to find a satisfactory answer. At present, I know not what that will avail us, save to keep watch over the movement of relics and crystals, as if we did not have enough to keep watch over it already. But I doubt you came all this way to hear what that which may be perused in the report. Has something happened to Alphinaud? I shall join you in the search, of course. Thank you, Ishtola. I should be glad for your help, truly. Now, if there's nothing else, I shall go ahead and request an audience with Lord Ian. Alice puts on a brave face, but she has little talent for concealment. We should join her at the Kinkin. Lord Ian is expecting you. I should not have allowed Master Alphinaud to leave without an escort. But it avails us not to dwell on the past. We must focus on what can be done now. Remember broken weight. Finding Alphinaud must take priority. There you are. I've apprised Ian of the situation. Greetings, my friend. Alice has explained all to me. Needless to say, we shall have our full cooperation in the search, even if Alphinaud's trail does lead to the burn of all places. The region known as the Burn occupies a special place in Garlean history. Every child in the Empire is familiar with the tale. In the distant past, it was a verdant land teeming with life, but successive summoning saw it bled dry of ether and reduced to a desert. It was upon beholding the devastation that primals had wrought up that Emperor Solus was spurred to embark upon his crusade against their kind. The burn offers a glimpse of the future we seek to prevent. Know you of any reason why Alphinaud might have gone there? Aye, mischance. Though it lies on the route to Garlemald, it is no place to make a stop. My guess is they encountered some manner of trouble there. In any event, I'm of the same mind of Alice. We have no choice but to take our search to the burn. Given the considerable distance involved, 'tis best moved by bird. Daniel and I have our yoles. Yugiri, will you ready falcons for the others? I shall gather our swiftest birds. Near the House of the Fierce, there is an overlook. Pray join us there once you have seen to your preparations. We're coming for you, Alphinaud. Having named him emissary of Doma, Lord Ian considers himself personally responsible for Master Alphinaud's safety. Naught I could say would sway him from joining the search. With such a steed to bear me to and fro, I could perform my field work in a fraction of time. Mayhap I should try my hand at this Barnum's metal. If anyone is here possessed of a bird, let us away. Remember, destination is a barren wasteland. There is no civilization to speak of for 100 malms in all directions. Take care not to lose your way.